You're this perp, and this is my Harry Potter ranking from worst to best. Let me know what you guys feel about my list. Do you agree with my top 5? Do you agree with my picks? Would you have certain other movies higher or lower? Let me know. And also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420 and go subscribe to me at perpminded. I drop a ton of content you do not want to miss out on. But yeah, here's my Harry Potter ranking. I think it's the best. Let me know how you feel about it.
This is gonna wreck Fanjecture soul, but I got at number 8, The Order of the Phoenix.
Oh my God, no!
Whoa!
Because
Whoa.
every time I've always talked about these movies, like you said earlier, like all these movies are good. You know, none of them really are meh, or to me at least. But out of everyone that I've watched, The Order of Phoenix just always felt like filler to me. I don't know why that is. Granted, yes, it makes up for it by the end with the whole Voldemort versus Dumbledore fight. That was cool, but I guess it was the pacing was super slow for me compared to the ones previously. And that's why I kind of put this as my least favorite. But yeah, that's my number 8 though. That's my number 8. I'm comfortable with that because that's been pretty consistent so far. That hasn't changed for me.
Interesting. Interesting.
By you saying that, I think I know where your Half-Blood Prince is going to be. If you,
you might.
So let's go ahead and tell me what's number 7 on your list, Perp.
Number 7 is the Sorcerer's Stone. Mm-hmm. That's the correct way you say it over here. Out of all of them, it's definitely the most nostalgic. It's the first one that people are introduced to. It's the first time we're seeing this wizarding world and stuff, and they really just throw everything at your face. Like just from the moment that Harry goes through that whole what was it, the 1 3/4 thing. And the first time he does it, he fails, and just people are just looking at him crazy and stuff. It's just little stuff like that. It's just it brings me back as a kid,
Yep.
And it was definitely out of all of them, it's definitely the most lighthearted out of the bunch. And then that quickly completely changes by the time you get to the next film and whatnot. But that's why I got that at number 7. For nostalgic reasons, pretty much.
I totally agree with you with the nostalgic factor. The ranking I have no issues with, obviously, because I had it 8. I wish that it held up better because the nostalgia is so high that if the film held up better, I think all of us would probably have it much higher on our list. That's my only issue with the film.
That's fair.
All right, Perp. So what is number 6 on your list?
The original Infinity War, the one movie that started all these movies having part 1s and part 2s. I got Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Whoa!
Because I equate, Voldemort getting the Elder's Wand to Thanos getting all the Infinity Stones by the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout outs to Harry Potter for doing it first. Just saying.
I mean, the Infinity Gauntlet storyline was out before Harry Potter ever existed.
I know,
I was about to say.
But we talking about films though. Who did it first in films? Just saying.
Yeah.
But I agree with Fan. I agree with what Fan said about this movie, that it's a build up. I understand it's not everybody's favorite, but they really get you. From the moment it starts, they just get you right into it. They don't really waste no time. When everybody becomes Harry and stuff like that it was incredible to me. It's just it would just left you on the edge of your seat because it's yo, we only have 2 movies left, so it's this is it. We're in the end game pretty much. No pun intended. But yeah, that's my number 6. Number 5, I got Prisoner of Azkaban. It's going to be interesting for my top 5 because it's I feel like these were really pivotal moments in just the whole franchise. Like, like this is where things get really dark, and you know it becomes more of a personal story for Harry, considering who Sirius Black is, and just that whole thing and just the reveals they had. It was very epic, very dark, gloomy. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this is the first time we saw Dementors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like seeing those for the first time is like wow. Like the special effects on that is just like it definitely terrifies you, like as a viewer. Like you felt like the dread coming from the characters. You understand why you don't want to come across one of these things.
Here's one of the things that I loved about when it came to the Dementors and actually putting a visual to them on the movie. Going from a mental health point of view here, that is like the epitome of depression, anxiety, and all the other things, because it just simply sucks everything out of you. It's like, when I saw that in the movies after reading it in the book, I'm like, oh my god.
And I love that, and just how the stakes just kept getting higher from there. It's just like I said, this movie was a very personal movie for Harry, just as the character himself, just figuring out more about his family and whatnot, and you know, his backstory. And there's definitely like deals with a lot of trust issues, because you know Harry has always been that type of person that is a very nice guy. He's always open to people, and people end up always stabbing him in the back or something like that, or it ends up, you know. But that's my number 5. I don't want to drag on to it too long, but
hey man, speak your mind, man. This is your rankings.
Yeah, but that's the short end of it. That's why it's my number 5 though. So
All right. So what's the number 4 on your list?
Half-Blooded Prince. And this movie was epic. I loved it. Like, cause coming off of like Order of Phoenix, I was like, all right, man, we gotta turn this up a little bit. We gotta turn up the decimals and everything. You know, we gotta get things going. Like the whole reveal with Snape was amazing. Dumbledore's death, spoiler. It just was incredible from start to finish, and just I got nothing else to say about it, but it's just, that was really incredible to me. Like, I love that movie. And I still got the book. I haven't read it, so
get to it one day. So what's your, now we're up to Perp's top 3. Any surprises for y'all so far on his list?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised on the last one, to be honest.
You thought you thought Half-Blood Prince would be higher?
No. I thought
Order of Phoenix.
Order of Phoenix should be higher.
Okay. So Perp, what's number 3 on your list?
Number 3 is one of the GOATs, Chamber of Secrets. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many times I've watched this movie, and it's just so ingrained in my brain. I never get bored watching this movie. Like, I know people have certain critiques of it, but like, for me, this was like another turn for the whole entire series. Like, we went from Kitty, oh, look at the Wizarding World, it's so beautiful, and then to this dark, oh, we got to fight this humongous snake and stuff, and get this sword. And mind you, like, Harry is still a boy at this point. Like, he's not even, you say he's still like, what? How old is he? Like 12 or 13 or something like that? I forget like the actual ages, but for a teen at that age to have to deal with all that was pretty crazy. The whole Tom Riddle thing, and finding out more about Voldemort and all this stuff, and just how they like are slowly building that up and whatnot. And it was, I can't get enough of it. Like, anytime that's on, I'll watch it. You know, I could watch this like over and over again on repeat, and that's why it's at number 3.
Any comments for this?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is I'm shocked and not surprised at the same time because LB, you remember Chamber of Secrets made it to the finals
Yeah.
of my show.
Yeah.
So, but there's a strong love for this movie out there. So I mean, so really that number 3, I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of those because like when you said that you didn't really, you thought you could. You said that the Sorcerer's Stone could have been better. Like I feel like Chamber of Secrets was that better sequel. It was it was better than the first that came before it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I have it so high. And it was a really good sequel.
All right, so number 2 on your list, Perp. I'm not gonna say what my guess is, but I'm pretty sure I know what your number 2 is. So go ahead and tell us.
Deadly Hallows Part 2, the original Endgame. Yes, this was a perfect finale. It hit all the right beats. Everything came full circle. Nothing felt like left off on the table, for at least for me. I feel like all the characters got closure. It was one hell of one last fight between Voldemort and Harry. That shit was epic. It was just like some Western shit, like them just them out in the West. They were just like they had people surround them in a circle. Like that shit was amazing. That movie's incredible. Like just from a visual standpoint, and just talk about a build up. People have that. Some people grew up like watching like Endgame and like the Infinity Saga. So this is kind of like that for me. Just like you get this 10-year build up, and it was completely satisfying to me. But that's why it's at number 2 for me.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to your number 1. And your number 1 on the list is no surprise. It is what?
The Goblet of Fire. The Goblet of Fire is literally my favorite Harry Potter movie. Not only my favorite Harry Potter, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely up there in my probably top 10 maybe if I had to make a whole list. Just simply because they like I said, it took the franchise to a whole nother level. Like the stakes, they're sitting there at the Quidditch World Cup, and then all of a sudden everybody starts getting bodied left and right, and you're like, what the hell? This is just the beginning of the movie. And then they go into this whole adventure aspect to it, with the whole the Triwizard Cup thing, and that it's just really well done. I love every second of it. It was dope. It was dope.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And any comments on his number 1?
No, but I'm not. Nope. I'm gonna wait.
Wait.
I'll comment.
I've been making my list.
I'll definitely comment. I love this pick. I'm totally okay with this because my top 3 could fluctuate at any given day. This just happens to be I had Prisoner 1, Goblet 2, but that was just my ranking that I made earlier today. So I could easily swap those. Goblet of Fire is an excellent film. So I fully support that at number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely I would say, I don't know how people in the Harry Potter community would feel about this, or how people that watch the films I feel like it's the most underrated by far.
Because it's got this feel. It has almost like a family film feel to it. So you can mistake it as sort of kiddie, but it definitely deals with some serious topics.
It's literally because how it starts off it reminds you of the first one a little bit, how it was lighthearted for that brief moment, when they're all there at the World Cup and whatnot. It's the first time we get to see this stuff, and that was amazing to see that brought to life. But it's I just drew a blank on what I was gonna say, but it's just that just hit all the right beats for me personally.
This is Perp Minds list. So let's just give you a recap for anybody that's new or hasn't been paying attention. Number 8, The Order of Phoenix. Number 7, The Sorcerer's Stone. Number 6, Deathly Hallows Part 1. Number 5, The Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 4, The Half-Blood Prince. Number 3, The Chamber of Secrets. Number 2, Deathly Hallows Part 2. And number 1, The Goblet of Fire.
Let me know what you guys feel about my list. Do you agree with my top 5? Do you agree with my picks? Would you have certain other movies higher or lower? Let me know. And also follow me on Twitter at PerpMinded420 and go subscribe to me at PerpMinded.